Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it is politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. As always, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's conversation, rapper, entrepreneur, actor, the whole nine yards, you know him, you love him, Snoop Dogg has entered some heavy criticism from the LGBTQ community because he wasn't really happy seeing a children's movie that involved a same-sex couple. We'll talk about it later on in the show. In addition to that, Amanda Seales, comedian, singer, actress, radio host, an unfiltered individual who could care less what people thinks, okay? She shared her take on third parties, and we have a lot more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So as always, thank you so much, my friends, for sticking with us and for tuning into yet another great episode. Thank you for taking 1 hour of your time to tune into the program. A lot to discuss on this wonderful evening. Before we move forward, I want to share ways you can continue to support and tune into the program. For example, those who happen to be watching us right now on YouTube, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. We want to keep that momentum going. We want to keep the message going as well. And we want to continue to grow our audience. And so, which we are doing on our YouTube channel. It's gradually growing each and every day. More subscribers pop up every day. More viewership. Now our viewership numbers goes up. Our YouTube shorts are really popping. So I thank you for that. And I guess you like something. I mean, like, look, I get criticized too from those who disagree with me, but hey, at least they're tuning in and support. So I respect that. So you can, you can check us out. You can watch us on our YouTube channel at the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also stream us on the streaming channel Goatverse TV. That's right. You can download the app today. It's available in the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. Now, if you prefer to listen to us via audio, there's multiple ways you can do so. You can first by checking us out wherever you listen to your podcast. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also check us out from one of our two radio affiliates that you can find us on, like our friends over in the New Orleans area. WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about. You can tune in to the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays, weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about. Then we're going to move it on all the way to the Metro Atlanta region to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on WDJY 99.1 FM. All right, my friends, before we head to a commercial break, you know we love to do a quick fun fact here. So on today's fun fact, did you know that pro basketball star Mario Chalmers, famous point guard who had a great career in the NBA, but he also I tell you, this man, everything he touches turns to gold, literally. So Mario Chalmers, by far, is the only pro basketball player that I know. He's a two-time high school champion. He won a championship in the NCAA in college. He won 2 NBA championships. He won a FIBA championship, a Greek Cup champion, and now, and recently, because he competed in the Big 3 competition, he won a championship there. Literally on every level of professional basketball, he has won a championship. So I know he has a nice display in his home of all his championships. So what a great accomplishment for him. And I don't know if you had watched the recent Big Three championship game, but he's the one that scored the game-winning shot. So you can say he did contribute because I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, he was probably just on the team, didn't get a lot of playing time. Hey, this man won it for his team, literally. So shout out to Mario Chalmers. Continue doing the good stuff. All right, my friends. Well, look, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we have a lot more show to discuss. Well, actually, I gotta before we head to a commercial break because I'm moving a little too fast here. I have got to vent. I have really got to vent. I'm venting on the frustration about the Democratic Party. So I read across my iPad Chris Cuomo. I talk a lot about Cuomo. I respect him as a journalist. I respect him as a interviewer. I even respect him as being a fair minded individual, especially when it comes towards uh, discussing politics. Recently, he shared that the Democratic Party has basically died because it has overly supported its far left views, far left. And we always talk about the extremists on each side doesn't benefit the party as a whole. And now he's specifically talking about progressives views because he's shared his frustration about AOC and other progressive figures in the Democratic Party. Now, I'm not going to agree with him fully on that position. Now, my frustration is strategy. Now, I'm not going to share any names, but I have a close friend of mine who is running for office, and he when I check out some of his events, I realize like he's not receiving support from his party. And I'm trying to figure, I'm like, wait a minute. Aren't you guys busting your tails saying how bad you need to win this? And you're telling voters and constituents like how bad we need to win this upcoming election is so crucial and X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, when you have highly qualified candidates who's very knowledgeable, who has what it takes to flip or just has what it takes to win an election, you don't support them, but you expect them to make you look good as a party. Speak, Arrington. Speak, Arrington. Okay, here's what I'm saying. We continue time and time and time again to see Democrats get stomped on, get mauled on when it comes to certain discussions and just by their own voters. Look at the butt whooping the Democratic Party received in this past election. You have a very, 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 very unqualified individual that's back in the White House causing all hell, and then what do you have to offer? What are you doing to fight to prevent a continuation of this chaos? You don't support those who is trying. You don't support the individuals that has supported you from since day one. They have busted their tail. They're hard working class individuals that will end their life to say, look, I want to run for office. I want to do something right for the people. But you know what? Elites, they could care less about that. They want to do what they can to keep themselves in their seat. And I'm sorry, but it pisses me off. It really does when I see folks do what's right, do what they're being told. I'm sorry. I don't understand the avoid going to a debate for this and X, Y, and Z. Look, regardless of what lion's den you got to enter, show up. Show up. Don't tell these folks to avoid doing it, because you know what? To the public, to people, to voters, they're looking at you like, oh, well, if you can't show up to this battle, what makes you think we can you got to earn our vote, and we're going to put our faith in you if you can't even show, that you're going to take that risk and fight for us? Why bother? Why bother? But yet you continue to call people day in and day out through text, through phone, donate, support. This is crucial. This and that and the other. Kiss my you know what. And I'm so frustrated. And this is why, y'all, me personally, I can't be a Democrat, nor can I be a Republican. I am in the middle, because I put the faith in the individual who I see is qualified with what I want to see, and that really, truly, truly cares about the people. Call me corny, but I care about humanity. I care about society. I care about folks getting treated equally, regardless of which class or which race you are. That's me. That's what I care about. But hey, sorry, we all can't. You can't always get what you want. We can't. It's too much of a fantasy, Arrington. Oh, please, how this is not how the world works. Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids, like literally. So I had to just vent about that. Like I said, I'm probably gonna get in trouble, but who cares? There's so many voters out there that's looking for assistance, and they want to support the Democratic Party. But the Democratic Party, y'all got a lot of stuff. Y'all got a lot of questions to answer. Okay, you got a lot of questions to answer. When we come across elected officials getting in trouble, getting indicted, X, Y, and Z, and it's like, okay, how can we put our trust in you? We look at strategies of questions not being answered 24/7 within your party. We see lack of fight. We see lack of toughness. We see lack of backbone, and we see lack of support. If you can't support your own people within your party, look, give Republicans credit. They don't have to like each other, but damn it, they will support for the sake of the party. They will do that regardless if they agree or disagree with that or like that individual. They're going to support to get that dub. Democrats, y'all need to start taking some notes, in my opinion, if y'all really want to start coming back on top. Until then, why bother, right? But I'm not that guy, y'all. I'm always going to continue to say, vote. That's your power, ladies and gents. That is your power. A lot of people fought for you to have the right to vote, and that is your power. That is your duty. So please, I know it can be tough. I got friends that are like that. I got family that's like that. That's saying, why even bother? I'm not even registered. Why even bother get registered? Please, it's important. It's your duty. It's your right, and it's your voice, and that's your power. Without that, you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. Y'all, you're tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show. We're going to come back after this commercial break. Do not change that radio dial.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs. And we're going to bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create. From weddings to corporate events and everything in between, we specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Hey, Dad, want to go for a walk?
Well, that'll help me get my steps in for the day. Gotta stay healthy and strong.
Bet you're healthier than me.
I'd like to keep it that way. Doc says I need to walk 10,000 steps a day. How long is that?
Don't know. How about you tell me a story instead of counting steps?
I could tell you about the house my father and uncle built for us.
That's a couple of thousand steps right there.
Staying connected keeps you going strong. Learn ways to stay happy, active, and independent at cdc.gov/stillgoingstrong.
All right, family. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Thank you so much for staying with us. So I want to start off with this first story that I think is really a really important conversation to speak on, especially within our society, within the Black community, within our just our everyday conversation. So, rapper Snoop Dogg, entrepreneur, actor, whole nine yards, icon, legend. So many titles this man has. Is facing criticism from the LGBTQ community because of his response, because of his thoughts on a recent Disney film. So let me go ahead and share you the soundbite before we move forward. Give me 1 second as I pull that up for you guys.
You see, it's what you see. They
Mm,
putting it everywhere.
yeah.
I took my grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Light?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
Oh, the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's
yeah,
called
with
Lightyear.
Kiki Palmer's in that movie. So we watching it, and she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie, like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, I didn't come in. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women's. How did she have a baby? So it's like, I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of that I don't have an answer for. It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids that we have to show that at this age. Like,
That part.
they're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
They are going to ask. I don't have the answer.
Yeah.
What you see. It's what you see. They
Mm,
putting it everywhere.
yeah.
I took my
So let me throw in my 2 cents with that. So I'll be honest. I will be honest. Snoop Dogg is not at fault for sharing his opinion on this. And I'm telling you this as somebody who is very well I'm assuming I'm respected. I have a lot of friends that are members of the LGBTQ community. I've hosted twice pride functions because I'm a big believer of respecting all people, having love for all people, right? I always say, look, I might be straight, but I don't hate, and that's the God honest truth. Now that doesn't stop me from having certain opinions on things that is involved within the community, right? There's people within the LGBTQ community does not agree on everything within the culture, but Snoop Dogg has been criticized for sharing this. Now, let me read you this article from the Hollywood Reporter. It just gives a again another view of what he had mentioned in this video. He says the rapper says, just remember thinking at the time, oh man, I didn't come for this. You heard the quote. I came to watch the movie. Now I gotta hurry up and really like it threw him for a loop, because now it's like, wow, I wasn't ready to tell my young child stuff like this. I don't think it's the right age to discuss it with my grandchild. Now it just threw me at this. I wasn't expected, and what am I going to do now? He's saying it's thrown in our faces. It's everywhere now. I'm gonna play a little both sides in this aspect, because in our world is filled with children that come from same-sex households, same-sex parent households, okay? Whether that's they have two fathers or two mothers. That's our everyday life. So regardless of, that's they raise they're raising children. Not when I was like there are same-sex couples that are parents of young children that grow up in whatever. But so to act like this is foreign it's not. But I do agree with Snoop in that is, how can I put it? So culturally, the society is always going to keep folks up to speed of what's happening at the time. So I guess you can now consider, you gotta see the left calling Lightyear woke. They probably already have been calling this woke movie, this woke Hollywood, this woke. Now, once again, is Snoop at fault for not doing his research on the film? Right? He probably just assumed, because in previous years, the Toy Story franchise has never consisted in a same-sex couple at all, which it has not. But the film is trying to keep more up to speed of what's happening. And honestly, the film is doing its talk, is kind of teaching, is doing the talking for Snoop. If Snoop wasn't ready to tell, well, hell, this movie has shown, because the movie shows a same-sex couple, and Snoop could easily have just said, well, I don't know if it was grandson, grandchild, I mean granddaughter, but Snoop can address his grandchild saying, there are there's children that have two mommies, there's children that has two daddies, and then end it like that. The older they get, then you expand on that conversation, especially if they continue to keep asking, just continue to expand. But obviously that kid was, curious, because he's like, how do they have how do they get a baby together, and this and the other. So he knows certain things, so he probably was old enough to have that conversation. But Snoop is being a typical grandparent, right? How many times have you had conversations with your grandparent, regardless on political things, on political viewpoints? They're never going to agree with their grandchildren. They're never going to understand the current times. They're always going to continue to have their old school mindset, regardless if they're conservatives or liberals. They're always going to have that mindset. So I go back to this conversation of Snoop facing criticism. I don't think he should be criticized for sharing his damn opinion. And this is what kills me sometimes with just, you could say, either certain causes, certain movements, or just the LGBTQ. And that's no disrespect to the LGBTQ, because we're all continuing to learn, right? We're all continuing to learn. I'm still a student learning the culture, because I don't want to come across as being offensive. But hey, I have questions to ask, right? I remember, the first time I had a podcast years and years ago, and I had a guest who was a openly gay black male. And we had the conversation of, how can we bridge the gap between straight black men and black men from that are members of the LGBTQ community? Because again, we're all one unit, y'all. We're all one unit. We have to end any form of division, and let's talk about this, right? And so that's why it's important for me, and I appreciate having the close friendships with folks that are of the LGBTQ community. But I want to get their take on this. I'm gonna hold this story and bring it back because I think this can continue to expand because I think this happens a lot, especially again, I go back in the Black community, but also abroad. Folks are it opens up more broader conversation. Is society moving a little bit too, are they going too far when they bring it into children's space, in the children's spaces, uh as far as having a same-sex couple on a kids movie? Is that too much? Is that, are they pushing on a little bit too further because maybe their parent is not said, I'm not ready to tell them that yet, or I'm not ready to share that story yet. But again, as I mentioned earlier, there are same-sex parents that exist. They're that they're it's not like, oh, they're only in this state or that state. No, that's a part of our society. That's part of our culture. So should the film be at fault? No. Should Snoop Dogg be at fault for having his opinion and being no, he should not. He should not be at fault. He should not. And for those who are criticizing him, like, bug off. Like, why? Why that he shared his opinion on it? He did not disrespect at all. He just said, "Wow, that's all he did." And folks are now, to them, they want to bash this man. Oh, let's cancel him. Let's do that. He never made an offensive joke. He just said it took him for a loop. That's all he said. Literally, that's all he said. He said, it's right there. I thought I was seeing a kid's movie. I wasn't aware of that. Now my kid asked me. It's everywhere. He is still continuing to grow as a person. And that's what that was. So I don't think he should be at fault, y'all. And again, if you don't like my thought of this, please give me your take. You can email me by heading to our website, www.theagshow.com. Contact us, or you can DM me on the Arrington Gavin Show, our Instagram page on Instagram. So please shoot me a contact. What am I missing? Where am I wrong with this? Or am I wrong, or do you agree with me? Just please give me your thoughts. I'm curious. I'm very, very curious on this. Before I end this, let's see here. The Hollywood Reporter previously reported that the same-sex kiss was nearly cut from the film during creative process, but after internal backlash from employees around Disney's previous public silence of Florida's Don't Say Gay bill, the kiss was reinstated in the final cut. Now, I would say this. Do you even want to show kissing scenes now, straight or gay, from straight or gay couples in children's films? Because okay, now are you encouraging children to watch people, smooch on the lips, and then next time they're gonna go in school and they're gonna want to get a little sugar to somebody, or I mean, I don't know. It's a lot to discuss, but we're gonna bring it back a little later on because I want to bring some of my friends and share their take on it, because I really want to expand on this conversation, because I think this is a broader and important conversation to have. But I'm going to digress from this. I'm going to move on to another convo here. So, popular singer, comedian, radio host, now podcaster, Amanda Seales, which I believe she hosts the Amanda Seales Show on YouTube. She is a very outspoken, very intelligent, and no holds bars individual. Okay. And I do mean she is very no holds bars. So she had recently shared her take on just her take on third party, and it's very, very quick, but she shares, in her opinion, when Black people miss the ball. They dropped the ball. They missed out on a large opportunity. So let me go ahead and share you the soundbite, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
Ultimately, I am of a mind that one of our biggest misses that we did after the civil rights movement was that we didn't form a third party, a cross coalition third party to handle what really was really for the people, because the parties have never really been for the people. But ultimately,
I mean, man, she pretty much said it right there. She said neither party has been for the people. Now she's talking about specifically black people or the people as a whole. Now I'll agree that it has not benefited all people. I think coming from her stance, I think she's speaking specifically on black people. It was a short clip that I pulled when she was on the weekend primetime, the weekend primetime show on MSNBC, soon to be MS Now. Now. And she's coming off of a viral show called Jubilee, where you get known figures or just individuals debate 20 other people that disagree with them. So it's one person against 20. It's very popular. You have liberals facing 20 conservative, like Mehdi Hassan had a very viral one because Mehdi Hassan is very progressive and he faced 20 conservatives. Now Amanda Seale, I would say, is very liberal, very liberal, and she faced 20 black conservatives, which was interesting because folks always still they always ask, I cannot believe that like black conservatives exist. How can you be a black conservative? And then first of all, I'm gonna tell you right now, it is very normal being a black conservative. I don't, that does not bother me whatsoever. That does not that never shocks me at all. I've said it time and time again. Black conservatives, that doesn't shock me. That doesn't look that like, what, they exist? No. What shocks me is Trump supporters. That's what shocks me. MAGA supporters. That's what shocks me. Let me rephrase that. Black Trump supporters and black MAGA supporters. That's what shocks me. All right. And look, I'll be honest, I have folks I consider friends that are Trump supporters, black people that I know that that are Trump supporters. I don't hold it against them. That's their opinion. That's who they voted for. That's who they voted for. They don't disrespect me. They don't show me any disrespect. That's just, hey, we totally disagree on political opinion. But that to me shocks me more. But Amanda Seales had went on this show and she went against 20 black conservatives. And I mean, me personally, I didn't watch it. I'm not a big fan of just the yelling back and forth debates. Like the only time I watch debates is when it's election season and an elected official is running for office of any position and they have some form of debate. That right there, I will entertain and watch and observe. But I'm not that person that enjoys watching news outlets where you have pundits going back and forth with each other, because what does that solve, right? They're just yelling over each other, who can look better on TV and whatnot. They don't no, I don't, that's not my thing. And that's why I never had that all here on this show. I'm sorry to bust your bubble, people, and you're probably expecting like, wouldn't you want to see Arrington go head to head with somebody? Hey, it's not my thing. I'm a big advocate of respected conversation and civil dialogue, right? So I have folks that I agree with. I have folks that I disagree with politically on the show. It's all about having conversation and providing a platform so that they can share. Because at the end of the day, you might learn something, right? You might learn something. They might learn something from me. But that's the way conversation should be. Respectful conversation, agree to disagree, and keep it moving. Not the whole pointing fingers, yelling back and forth. But what Amanda Seales is had just said, that during the civil rights movement, that was a time when they should have the black people should have started a third party, a civil rights movement party or some sort. That was a period where there should have been a party established. Now, is she correct in that aspect, especially what's happening in current society? Possibly, because you still have folks that are fighting for reparations, fighting for fair pay, fighting for equality. She might have some truth to it. Me personally, I think she's right in the aspect of there needs to be a large third party. There always needs to be options because, like I said, both parties now are just not fan favorites, and they are not. It doesn't work. If it worked, everybody would be hunky dory and just happy. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's not. It's not happening. I've mentioned one side lacks backbone, the other lacks empathy. Why are these the two? Why are these the two options? Why are these the two options? Majority of Americans, in its pollings that shows, um, 60% of individuals do not like either party, right? But by the time voting comes, they're somehow maneuvered in siding with them. I don't understand. I don't understand the hesitancy, y'all. I don't. Well, I make I can think of one thought process. Maybe you think you're wasting a vote because look at the results, look at the timeline on independent voters winning elections. So I mean, not independent voters, independent candidates winning elections. So possibly independent voters assume that they're wasting a vote. And it's like, I waited in this line for so long and I'm voting for this person. Most likely might not win. So why even bother? So let me just lean towards this person that I can, somewhat agree a little more. That might leans left, or this person on the right that I might agree a little more with. So let me vote for that person. It's interesting, man. It's interesting. But you know what? I've always respected Amanda Seales. It would be moments where she would kind of get on my nerves a little bit, and I don't know if it's like it's her passion with that really like she overshows her passion on a discussion on a topic that that like that annoys me sometimes. But then it's like I appreciate the knowledge because whenever she shares something, it's like, wow, I feel like I need to let me put that down on paper. Let me think on that. Like she spits knowledge. She spits facts. Like she's an extremely intelligent individual, and a talented individual as well because she's a person of many trades. But yes, what do y'all think, y'all? Do you agree with Miss Seals? Do you agree that black people missed out on a great opportunity to start a third party during the civil rights movement? Do you agree? Because if you think about it, during the civil rights movement, who was the top tier most notable figure during the civil rights era? Martin Luther King. What was Martin Luther King's what was he politically registered? He was a Republican. Now he probably leaned more Democrat late, before he left this earth, but that was his viewpoint. His father was a Republican. So not, is that why it was a possible hesitancy on starting a third party? I'm a big proponent on third parties that join that they I like the Forward Party. If you ever look that up, the Forward Party was founded, I know, by Andrew Yang and a few other political figures. The Forward Party is a party that involves Republicans and Democrats that just said enough's enough. Let's focus forward. Let's do more forward thinking and not the whole back and forth, back and forth. It has not been it's a growing party, but it's still not anywhere near compared to like the Libertarian Party or the Green Party, but it's a growing party. It's an option, right? It's an option. But it's a work in progress kind of party. Share your thoughts to me about Amanda Seals and on this notion of civil rights missed out. Share your thoughts with us on our social media platforms, and we will share that response here on the show. What we're gonna do right now, y'all, we gonna take a commercial break. Do not go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, that's that new Goat Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
All right, family, welcome back. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. This was news that was not that has not been mentioned around across a lot of platforms, but it was a shocker to most. So Howard University president steps down. Howard University, very popular, very famous historical Black college located in our nation's capital. Their then president, Ben Vincent III, officially announced that he was stepping down after serving nearly 2 years as president of the historical HBCU, which is interesting because 2 years, like what? 2 years? Now, look, if you would have stepped down after like 8, 15 years, okay. 2 years says, were you given were you given a ultimatum? Ultimatum. Lord have mercy, Arrington can't even talk. Were you given some form of ultimatum, like, hey, look, you're gonna be let go or you just step down, or were you facing some heavy criticism? Because stepping down after 2 years is not like, that's nothing to be proud about, right? And I know our HBCUs, not just Howard, but a lot of our HBCUs face some issues, common things that happens and I say this because, hey, I am a child of an HBCU grad. My parents graduated from an HBCU. My brother and sister graduated from an HBCU. I took one summer class at an HBCU. Okay. My niece is a what is she? She is a junior at an HBCU. She's actually a junior at Howard University. And so HBCUs are so popular in our household, right? But let me read you this. Let me read you this report by NBC's Washington, NBC4 Washington. A quote he shared here. Well, the school announced, "My foremost priority has always been." This is what he shared to school. "My foremost priority has always been the well-being and success of this community, and I remain committed to ensuring a smooth and constructive transition. It has been an honor to serve Howard. At this point, I will be taking some time to be with my family and continue my research activities. I look forward to using my experiences as president to continue to serve higher education in the future. On behalf of Howard University's Board of Trustees, we extend." Oh, this was provided by the Board of Trustees Chair Leslie Hale. She said, "On behalf of the Howard University Board of Trustees, we extend our sincere gratitude to Dr. Vinson for his service and leadership as president. We extend our very best wishes to him in his future endeavors." Now, Hale didn't say why Vinson was stepping down. The board appointed Howard's previous president, Wayne A.I. Frederick, as interim president. Frederick led Howard for a decade before retiring in 2023. In a statement, Hale says his deep institutional knowledge and proven leadership will ensure stability, continuity, and continued progress as we navigate complex social challenges and shift in the higher education landscape and chart of the university's next chapter. Frederick will begin or has begun, and Vince took reign in September of 2023 before his inauguration, that he was giddy about the role. I just think there's a little bit more than they're not telling us, people. I think they're telling us. I think it's something. I think it's some more that they're not telling us. Let me see if I have. Because I can recall there were protests. I don't know if this was under his administration, but it wasn't too long ago that there was issues with the living situation in Howard. There was a housing crisis and student outrage that was occurring in at Howard University. And this is actually reported by Capital B News. Let me see how I can let's see here. Okay, so Talia Singleton, a co-founder of Whose Howard Is It, an online campaign founded in July to hold the administration accountable for student account deficits and lack of housing, was skeptical about the announcement. I knew it had to be a little more than what they were talking about. Over the summer, Howard University switched platforms for billing, causing several students' accounts to show they owed the university thousands of dollars. Typically, students cannot register for classes or move into on-campus housing if they're behind on their tuition or fees. Now, in July, the university said more than half of the students' accounts had been resolved. Now, during the transition process, about 1,000 students' accounts updates were delayed between January and June, they say. Now, Courtney Samuels, a first-year law student at the school, shared, "As someone who has been at Howard for not one but 2 degrees, I'm not a stranger to the inconsistent nature of the administration. Students just want to feel supported and heard, and I am hopeful that whoever they bring on to serve us next will be more sympathetic to the needs of the students." Whose Howard is it aims to support students with ongoing housing and account issues. Singleton said in a group meet chat has over 150 members who are students, while its Instagram page has over 2,000 followers, which should also consider a part of the movement. Now, one thing that I've realized, y'all, and I think for those who are very familiar and knowledgeable about HBCUs, a good number of our HBCUs, I say good number out of respect because I don't want to say all HBCUs, but a good number of HBCUs has this exact same issue, housing issues. Why is it that institutions are so damn expensive, but we don't see it when we look on campus? Cafeteria is crappy. The housing is crappy. I'm talking, you see molding in walls and bad plumbing and this and that and the other, but you ask for an arm and a leg. I mean, private institutions, I know one, and I'm not going to say who they are, but that is over 40 grand a year. Over 40 grand a year. Okay? So you can imagine how much faculty, or at least how much presidents are getting paid or making. So with all these issues that occur at a HBCU, which most HBCUs are underfunded, that's why it was so important. It was, I say was as past tense, because we got this dumb administration in Washington that has cut a lot of funding from, because by ending what Department of Education, or it's all this government funding that has prevented those funds that can help build up those HBCUs. But at the end of the day, HBCUs should also not just rely on government funding, in my opinion. That's another big issue and another topic for another day. But they receive all these issues that to me are like, this should be common necessities. Like, why are we having issues with our air filters? Why are we having molding in these housing, but yet you're accepting students to come in? Why are we having X, Y, and Z issues? Like, why? I remember my experience at a HBCU. And again, out of respect, I'm not going to share their name, but when I was college searching, and I took a tour at an HBCU, the person that gave me a tour, very sweet, but it was in the summer, it was hot. I came, dressed business casual because I wanted to make a good presentation. Um, Gave us a tour of the university outside. Every single building we walked around campus was outside. The tour guide had asked us if we would like some water. You sure you don't want some water before we head? I'm like, I'm good now. So I thought they were going to hand us water bottles. What usually they have labeled water bottles with their school university's logo and name, and stuff like that. This person walked their way to the water fountain and was like, "You sure you don't want any water?" I'm like, "We ain't got no water bottles." Okay, check. that is something I would remember. That is a strike right there. And then I'm out here dressed, suited, and booted, walking outside, sweating my tail off because we've been outside the whole time looking at this whole universe because maintenance has not fully cleaned out the buildings. I'm like, really? Well, are you do you have a low number of maintenance people? I mean, it's a big university here, and all of these buildings we can't go in. Like, come on, didn't make any sense to me. Um, I've spoken with many folks who talk about their issues with cafeteria looking like it's not met the health code, or um living situations again being a primary reason why it's like they're frustrated with being in an HBCU. And on top of that, like I said, it's expensive. Regardless if you have scholarship, it's still very pricey. So we have all these issues. I remember Howard not too like a while back had a protest in regards to this, and it really, I mean, it garnered prominent figures because they're like, come on, Howard University is like one of the most well-known HBCUs in the world. You hear me? In the world. You're talking about folks from the liberal arts that have came out of that. The late great actor Chadwick Boseman came out of there. Um, so many more. I mean, Felicia Rashad, what used to be a professor there, or no, she used to be a dean there, and it's so many great things. Your former vice president Kamala Harris and Howard University grad. So it's just the list goes on and on. But let me continue this conversation, or this article here. It says here, Vision's lack of experience with historical Black institutions was one of the significant criticisms when he was first elected, selected as president. The organization said, we need a president who went to an HBCU because they understand us more. Why are you representing students you don't even understand and have never been in our shoes? Now, I think that's a bit, I hear you, but also there's been many of presidents that has had work, that comes from a PWI to a HBCU. Reasons for that is because what I mentioned earlier, underfunding. There's presidents that have that what's the word I'm looking for? They I can't think of the word. They have that expertise. Their pros is that they can bring in money. That's their golden ticket. That's their dang, I cannot think of the word. Lord have mercy. That's their strength. Wow, Arrington. Wow, easy too. Their strength is bringing in funding to universities. So I've seen folks that comes from PWIs and will work at HBCU, and they do help turn the programs around. I will say, but I don't disagree with that thought by saying, hey, look, if you don't have any experience with this kind of institution, why be elected? Like, I don't get it. Going down here, it says Winston's alma mater includes predominantly, as I mentioned, PWI such as Columbia and Dartmouth. He serves as a provost of Western Reserve University from 2018 to 2023, and as the dean of College of Arts and Science at George Washington University from 2013 to 2018. Now, Frederick, on the other hand, who was there for close to a decade, a practicing surgeon at Howard University Hospital and professor of surgery at Howard University College of Medicine, is often credited for boosting the university's donation and funding during his decade-long tenure. However, many students and faculty criticized the administrator for his response to several protests over housing concerns and strikes by students and faculty pay. Look, my friends, this is a common thing that needs to be dealt with, and we shouldn't still have to talk about this in 2025, in my opinion. I think it's a shame that we still have this discussion in 2025. But y'all, I'm looking at my time because I am running out of time, as I always do. But thank you so much for staying with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to tune in to us weeknights, Monday through Fridays, on all digital and streaming platforms, as well as on those radio airwaves. You can tune into the program. Be sure to support. Follow us on all social media platforms. Continue to share with friends, share with family about the Arrington Gavin Show. I appreciate it. Stay tuned. We got some more great shows coming forth for the, forever. I mean, we're going to continue to have great conversation, great guests, and really get you thinking. You know what I mean? Really get you thinking. Fun, opinionated, and informative. Peace and blessings, y'all. Y'all take care. Talk to y'all soon. God bless.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.